almost pressed the stop streaming button. That would have been bad. Alright. So, last time. You all found your way into the land of Barovia in your own ways. Some spending a night with a Vistani caravan, some venturing out into the misted woods. Each in your own means you got whisked away into a demiplane known as Barovia. Wandered through the woods a little bit and eventually met each other on a lonely dirt road. The mist is thick, can hardly see more than 50 feet ahead of you. You all think that numbers is probably better than traveling alone. And as you keep walking, after some time, you find a town. Don't know the name of it, there's not really a welcome sign for it. But as you get closer, you do hear sound of crying. And you decide to investigate. And it turns out it's children. Alone, two of them. You later find out their names are Rose and Thorn. And they claim that there's a monster in the basement. So, being the heroes and good-hearted, you decide to investigate. So you head into the house, the mist grows thick, pressing against it. And as you explore the house, the first two levels seem unoccupied, though spotless and clean. But as you reach the third floor, you get attacked by a suit of armor. You defeat it, though taking some injuries. You rest for a little bit, and then you find the nursemaid's room and open a door that leads to the nursery. Then the nursemaid attacks. She is a specter, driven crazy. You guys actually handled that fight pretty well, all things considered. You guys eventually find the secret entrance up to the upstairs behind a mirror, and you find the true fate of the Durst children. They were locked in a room, and their parents never came back for them, and they starved to death. You gather their bones to hopefully lay them to rest. You talk to their ghosts, who seem to not want you to leave, but you talk them into letting you leave, so you could deal with the monster in the basement. After pointing out to the dollhouse where the secret entrance to the basement was, you went down the stairs and you entered the dungeon beneath the house. You guys fought a stony worm creature known as a Grek, as well as some ghouls that took out two of you. You all managed to recover from that fight, and you continued. Into the lower level, there's a raised dais where this ancient cult used to perform sacrifices. You quickly realize that if you didn't give the cult a sacrifice, something terrible would happen. So, with a little bit of ingenuity, you all found a wayward rat and chased it down and sacrificed it. And the house allowed you to leave unharmed. You all very quickly headed up, had a very fun encounter with a mimic who was pretending to be a door. And then you found the second bedroom of the cult leaders, the parents of Rose and Thorn. And you open a chest that had all sorts of goodies inside. But unfortunately, as soon as the spellbook was taken from the chest, the Durst parents burst out from the walls, taking one of your party away from you. You all fled, stayed upstairs, and that's where we pick up. You guys are on the second floor of this house. You guys have just fled the ghasts that tore Randall apart. What do you do?
I want to ignore the other two and just immediately start copying or translating what the spellbook has onto my own.
Okay, so there's a few things with that.
Mm,
Um, so let's see, if we go to wizard, so copying spells into your spellbook, um, it takes 2 hours and 50 gold pieces per spell level. So I think you'll need a little bit more money because you need like special inks and paper.
fuck.
It takes time, but you're able to go through and identify what the spells are,
Mm,
and you have that list already.
mhm. Um, quiet. Oh God, did everyone die?
I don't know. They're just not talking. Noah, Jordan.
Yeah, there's simply no talking.
I suggest we get out of here.
And it's best if we don't touch anything anymore.
Probably.
We've killed the creature, explored the house, picked up some information. There's nothing left for us here.
Everyone well enough to travel.
I'm fine myself.
I'm just saying, this is probably the only place we're gonna probably find a bed safely for a while.
Well, if you two need rest, then I'll keep watch.
I'll just be like staring at Yazin for like a confirmation on what.
Yeah, and he's just going to stare back and just continue reading, or at least looking through the book that he found.
I guess that means we'd probably rest up before we head out then.
So you taking a short rest or a long rest?
Probably a long rest because we didn't even take um a good rest before we left.
Yeah,
I'm all out of spells and everything, so
Okay.
We did a lot last session.
Yeah.
that is
yeah.
true.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, you guys are unbothered throughout um, throughout the night. The next day arrives.
Of course, my first thing of course I'll do is put my mage armor on.
Hmm.
Wizard things.
Just wizard things, you know.
It's in that girly text, and every time he wakes up, it pops up above his head.
Just wizard things.
Just wizard things as he casts mage armor. It's a side effect of the spell. No one knows why it happens, but everyone's baffled by it.
Man, that's funny since I'm not a wizard.
Just wizard things. It still pops up just as wizard things. It doesn't matter if you're a wizard or not. It's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Magic.
you
No one
wake up,
understands.
you see a symbol, and right below it says wizard thing, and you're like, huh, that's weird.
Huh.
Give me a second. Just simply
Actually, all it would
wizard
say
things.
is it wouldn't even say wizard thing. It would say wizard things. You wouldn't get it.
So you guys recover all your HP, all your spell slots, half of your hit dice. Rounded up, so you'd recover 2 hit dice because you're level 3.
All my sorcery points.
Yep. Other class resources. And
Oh,
whatnot.
I'm at 6 HP. I thought that was
That's
not
why I was.
me. I thought
That's,
it was you at 6 HP.
you know,
Not
that's why I
myself.
was. That's why I was trying to suggest it. 'Cause I was like, I'm good.
Honestly, I don't remember what HP I was last on. All that I know is that I have 17, so I'm just going to round that down to like
No, you're at
10.
full. You're
What-
full.
what-
You're at full HP
Oh,
now.
Why
we're all
round it
full?
down?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you guys just took
Sorry,
a long
that's
rest.
my bad.
Got a good old reset.
Mhm.
Or exploring this brave new world.
Yep.
Wild.
A whole new world.
All
Yep.
right.
Okay.
So it's up to you.
Wait, why am I standing on a bed? I don't sleep on beds.
Okay.
What? Why wouldn't you? You've slept on a bed multiple times.
Anyways, suggest we get out of here.
All right. Are we good?
I'm going to nod my head. Also, another FYI, I'm on my laptop, which means that my movements are going to be significantly slow, so I'm very
Okay.
sorry.
I mean,
no, we
you
haven't given
can.
out
You
a
guys
no.
can just tell me what you're doing, and we'll do it.
Yeah.
we're
I guess
gonna-
we're leaving the building. At
Yeah,
this
Yeah,
point.
we're leaving the building.
All right. So as you head downstairs, and
Oh god, where did the
gasp, to the left.
Yes. Oh god.
Over here. Oh no, Birds is gone.
No, it was just an accident.
There you go. The doors are still open from when you guys first entered the house. And you can see that the fog is receded. It's still like low fog, but it doesn't come like really any higher than like your knee or so. It's just kind of a low fog, and you can actually see out the front of the house. You can see across the street. You can see the other kind of sad, sunken buildings.
Mm.
Oh, there goes Birds again.
I'm not gone. What do you mean?
No,
And
What are you
roll
talking
20.
your name disappeared.
No. No. Don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
Just kidding. So we're outside the house or like within the doorway of
You're still inside, but you can see out.
yeah, I wanna try to open the door, reach for the door.
I mean, yeah, it's open.
Yeah, it's open. Just wanna walk outside then.
I'll follow suit.
Yep. Got this cursed house.
Oh,
You're outside. You guys are the little horse here.
nay.
So as you step out of the house, you look both ways. The children are nowhere to be seen. Though you know the fate of the children, and the ones outside were probably apparitions of the house, to trick people to enter. You can hear a faint wailing in the distance. Doesn't sound like children this time. There's this particular street is pretty abandoned. Most of the houses around you are boarded up. Yeah. What would you like to do? You can explore to your heart's content.
I wanna reach into my backpack. Oh my god, the page is being unresponsive. want to reach into my backpack, get out a tinder, and light the house on fire and walk away. AKA just leave the torch in there. Okay, let's try the 5th time. Roll 20.
What are you other two doing? Are you just
I'm
watching?
just gonna watch.
I'm gonna sit there and nod my head like about time someone does something I approve of.
So you light a torch and you just toss it in, and it takes a little bit, but the floorboards start to catch. And after a couple of minutes, there's no saving the house. The fire has grown, um, and one of the windows shatters from the heat, and smoke billows out of it. The chimneys are filled with black smoke, um, as this house is definitely going to burn to the ground.
I'm gonna look at you guys and say, oh, so it's okay if you burn something, but you won't let me burn anything.
That was before someone had died within our care.
People die.
Wait a second, I'm really struggling here. Roll
Hey,
20
welcome
is
to my world.
Roll 20 is not responding, and I'm very sad about it.
What are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to get on the website.
Weird.
She's having the problem that I was last time we played.
So a couple of things to note while you're watching the house burn to the ground. The street is mostly abandoned, as I said. You can see some of the houses do have white smoke lazily rising from their chimneys. They're occupied. You can see like northwest corner of the town up here. There looks to be probably a church that is kind of on a hill, kind of overlooking the town. And then a couple miles away, you can see on a at the top of a large craggy cliff, you can see a large castle.
Okay, the page is finally responding. Holy shit. I'm so happy about that. Okay, where am I? There I am.
You hear a floor collapse inside the house as the fire continues to engulf it. You can feel the heat coming off of it.
I wanna start making my way towards the church up here. Is that the church? Oh, I'm not paying it. Give me a second. Yeah, up there? Yeah.
Seems to be a church.
I want to try to make my way up there. Just kind of rushing the party along.
I'll reluctantly follow.
Okay.
Maybe some clergymen of the area might have some information. If there are any.
Yeah. So you all start heading that direction, and as you get off of this street, you start to see more folks just going about their business. Most of them are dressed in kind of gray, drab clothes, and their faces are dour and sad. And you get many, many strange looks. A lot of people just like stop and stare at you as you walk past. You see you see an elderly woman pushing a cart, and then you see her knock on a door. You guys are probably somewhere like over here. And someone answers it. They're dressed in gray, but they have like a colorful like apron on. And they give this elderly woman a handful of coins, and she takes a still steaming pie off of her cart and hands it to this inhabitant of the house. And you see the person thank the elderly woman profusely before closing the door.
I'd like to make my way to the elderly woman.
I just think it's funny that there's a house burning to the ground and people are just going about their day like nothing's going on.
Yeah, you step up to the cart. Yeah, she is like hunched over, walking slowly, pushing this cart over like the rutted um cobblestones. And why am I echoing?
I don't
Okay,
know.
it's not echoing anymore. Yeah, and she's you approach and says, "Well, hello. How can I help you?"
Maybe you could give us some insight onto what's happening in this town. You lot don't seem to be doing too well.
Well, it seems pretty clear that you're not from around here.
And ever more stuck, it seems.
Well, my name is Granny. At least that's what everyone calls me. You want rumors, or just what are you looking for?
Preferably truth, but rumors will suffice.
There's a bit of truth in every rumor. If you're looking for a place to stay, there's the Blood of the Vine Tavern. It's just on the other side of this group of buildings. This big one right in the middle. If you need some supplies, let me see. There's Bildras Mercantile. It's just over there. We have a pretty simple living here in the village of Barovia. Where are you all from? She like looks up to each of you with her beady little eyes.
I'm not gonna respond.
Neither am I.
A variety of places. I, for one, am a traveler myself. I don't tend to stay neither here nor there, so not really a town to call my own.
Very well. You all look like, you could, use something sweet. Or perhaps hearty?
Hardy for me, and I think for the skinny one over there, it could do him some good.
I quite agree. Let's see. We have several meat pies, some nut pies. Not much for fruit, given the lack of sunlight we get. We're somewhat lacking in that. What would you prefer?
A meat pie will do just fine.
Got wolf, boar, deer, rabbit? Any particular?
A wolf pie will do fine.
You would think wolf pie would be a delicacy around here, but Lord Strahd has his hands on plenty of those. Here. This one's on the house, but the next one will cost you. She gives you like a sweet little smile.
I'll return the smile and say it's much appreciated.
It's about a it's like a
sense any,
medium-sized pie. It's like a 6-inch pie or so.
Just out of curiosity, do I sense anything like off about this old woman?
Give me an insight check.
Inside. Oof.
I mean, you're cautious about a lot of things. There's nothing really about like what she said or her mannerisms that's really setting off alarm bells.
It's just the only reason why I did this because the fact that she just gave away some for free, knowing
I
that
mean,
they're low, and then
What is
smiling about it. I'm like,
I mean, yeah, that might strike you as a little strange, but maybe it's like a trick of the trade. Maybe the pies are so good you'll want more in the future.
They're drugged. They're laced with drugs.
Yeah, definitely.
It's human meat.
Actually, just like a cannibal or something like that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned this lord of y'all's, but you'd think one would want to get rid of the wolf situation, would they not?
Typically they don't come into town, and we have our hunters. If you
Granny,
sound
out of curiosity, do you know any medics in town?
any medics, fortunately, we aren't much for general medicine. There might be a few you might be able to get herbal remedies from.
Do you know anyone who might have something for a really bad cough? Prolonged for a few months?
You might have better luck in town of Valaki.
And that is where?
If you take the road west out of town, you just keep following the road. Eventually you'll get there. I don't recommend traveling at night, though.
Much
Any
obliged.
particular reason, or just the wolves?
There's all sorts of nasties out in the woods. You never know what could sneak up on you.
No
Unfortunately,
truer words to be said.
these pies won't get rid of themselves, so good luck out there. Be safe. And she starts wheeling the cart past you all.
Is there any? Can I get just like an understanding of like the surroundings around me and see if there's anyone that seems to be sneaking an eye versus just blatantly staring or giving looks?
Everyone you've seen look at you has not been subtle about it. You can give me a perception check.
Sure. Nice.
Yeah, like it seems like they don't get many outsiders. So you all being significantly more colorful than the residents here definitely draw some attention.
They're racist.
9 maybe less so, but everyone you've seen so far is human. So
Nine's
No
less
other varying races.
yeah, because you're wearing one of the black cloaks from the house.
Oh yeah. So I
And you're
fit in.
scrawny and ill.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, there's no better
Right.
place to find information than a tavern. And information is something we're sorely lacking.
Tavern's very close. Well, anywhere's better
Just
than a church.
out of curiosity, do we know what time it is? Is it like daytime right now?
Yeah, it's light outside. You can't see the sun, because of like the heavy gray cloud cover, but it's definitely light outside.
Daytime, but very overcast.
Yes.
I'm not sure if going into a tavern when we're a little bit different than the rest of the town would be a bright idea.
Oh, but
Makes
it's
sense.
actually the brightest.
I actually agree. The more we stand out, the more people are going to be wary to try anything.
And the more likely they are to come to us for aid or story. So, to the tavern, it seems. If anyone else has a better idea, just bring it forth as we go. Then I'll start making my way.
I'm all up for the tavern, so I'll follow.
All right.
I'll hesitantly follow.
We'll stop at the church soon enough.
Great.
You all head down
Sure,
to
mine doesn't
the
like the
tavern.
church.
So as you approach, there's a single shaft of light that that shines into the main square. Its brightness is like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Um, above the gaping doorway, there's a sign that hangs precariously askew, um, and it reads, "Blood of the Vine Tavern."
Mm.
I was hoping you were going to say blood to the blood god.
Nope, not yet. I'm sure
Blood to
that will
the
happen.
blood god.
Yeah, and as you step inside, it looks like it was a very fine tavern at some point in its history, but it's kind of gotten worn down over the many years. But there's a blazing fire in the hearth, that gives the room a warm feeling. You can inside. There's a dour-looking barkeep who's just polishing glass, and it's just like looking at you as you came in. Um, there's for those of you who have met Vistani before, there's three Vistani that are sitting together in the room, and then there's um, a human man that's sitting at a table with a drink, and he just like kind of looks over as you all enter.
Is there anyone that looks like they have malicious intent, or are they just looking at us curiously?
They're, I mean, yeah, they're just kind of looking at you. The three Vistani women are like laughing and making jokes to each other.
Donnie.
Lovely. Are they recognizable?
I mean, it's pretty clear that they're Vistani, by the way they dress. It's very very different from the villagers. Um, the barkeep is just like he looks soulless. He's just standing there polishing a glass, just like almost like you're not there, but he's clearly looking at you. Um, and then there's the other man who, um, is dressed in uh, kind of heavy clothes. It's a little colder out, but he's sitting there with a drink.
Do any of the Vistani look like any of them from the caravan that I saw?
No, they're not.
Okay.
Fuck.
I'll make my way to the barkeep. And I'll just say, an ale for myself and any information if you've got it.
No ale, but we got
New
water.
into town.
Or no ale, but we got wine.
Yeah, we got water.
Not water, wine.
A fine tavern, but we only have water.
Only water. Yes,
Only
indeed.
I guess wine will have to do.
Glass is a copper piece.
And I will hand him a copper piece.
Very cheap.
Dunk. Takes a cork out of a bottle of wine, pours you a glass, and sticks the cork back in. And goes back to polishing a glass.
I'm gonna.
I'm gonna look at what's your name?
Who are you talking
Noah.
What's my name?
Yeah,
Elric.
Elric. Okay. I was looking down at our character thing. It's supposed to the only Noah down there, so I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I changed it to Elric for the chat purposes, but it doesn't change it on my name right there.
We'll do that.
I'm just gonna look at Elric and say, I doubt that patient's gonna come free.
That what?
That information will come free.
Probably not. But you never know. And I'll make my way to the table with the one guy, and I will sit down next to him.
Just gonna go. Oh. Okay. Well, Roll20 is having another stroke. I'm just gonna go. Go like to a different table and just sit down.
Okay.
I'm
Trying
gonna
to avoid
do
contact.
I'm gonna just do a little test of my own and just go up to the 3 Vistani, sit at their table, and just put my feet up on the table.
Just
And wait.
okay.
Man, for a boy with a health pool the size of a hamster, you're really brave.
Hey, he rolled max on his hit dice.
This time.
What's your max?
So we'll start with Elric. You sit down.
Mine's 25. Mine's 25. So fuck off.
And your AC.
It's funny. You should keep an eye on my Twitch chat.
I'll pull that up and pop up chat.
Yeah.
I need to.
Lynn said this is how Jordan flirts IRL too.
Not far off.
Nah, you're more user friendly.
I wouldn't put my feet up
That
on
sounded
the
so
User
much worse than I intended.
No, he's right. He's right.
Oh, savage. Okay, Elric, you sit down to this man. He's got blonde hair. He's larger. He looks strong. He doesn't look like your typical dour Barovian. And as you sit down, says, "You're not from around here. If you want a refill, just let me know."
We'll keep that in mind. I figure you seem to be the kind of person that can use some company.
Time to time. Well, where do you come from?
If only I had my backstory pulled up. I don't remember the town I left. What was that? What was the main town I left?
Don't worry, I'll
Uh,
pull.
None of my notes are there, so like.
what, Daggerford? Is that where you were?
Yes.
Or were you in Waterdeep?
I think I was in Waterdeep.
You're a water deep boy.
Thing. Anyway, I'll just stay Waterdeep until I can find it.
Sounds interesting.
Last place I resided was Waterdeep.
Sounds
Somehow
interesting.
made my way here.
Never heard of it myself, but seems like you've come a long way with some friends, I assume. He like kind of nods like over your shoulder.
Just some companions I met along the way. Situation required, and we found it best that we best watch each other's back since no one else will do it.
Drawing numbers is smart. You all seem capable.
Hopefully. And I forgot all my Twitch stuff.
Have a request.
Oh, and what might that be?
It has to do with my sister. Her name's Irina. I'm sure you saw the castle on your way into town.
The one on top of the Craggly Hill.
Yeah. It's Castle Ravenloft. It's where the Devil Strahd lives. And he's after my sister.
What was her name again?
Her name's Irina. I don't know how long she's going to be safe here, but if you're willing to help, I think Vallaki or Kresk. I mean, Vallaki's been basically locked down for as long as I have been told. Or a century, they haven't had a visit from the devil. And Kresk, they've got a holy man in their abbey, so. But if you're willing, would you be able to take Irina to somewhere safe?
The gist of it is just an escort job. But if this Devil Strahd is as much of a pain in anyone's neck as it seems to be, what should I expect and what can you tell me of him? We are new to the lands.
Give me a second. Well, he's a vampire. And as far as I can tell, he wants Irina as a consort. Make her his bride. Give me a... you can do a religion check or a history check for what you know of vampires.
Leave it to the cleric to not take religion proficiency. You said religion or history?
Yep, either one will work.
Neither one of them I'm good at.
Or you can...
It's okay, it's
Oh, there you
okay.
go.
Yes, let's go!
So, you know, vampires. Uh, I mean, pretty much a lot of things that you already know about vampires hold true. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they can't be in dark sunlight; it hurts them. Uh,
Dark
they,
sunlight.
um, yeah, direct sunlight. Uh, they can't enter without a resident's permission. Um, um, running water uh, hurts them. Uh, they can be they have to rest in a coffin. Um, they can transform into bats, wolves, cloud of mist. Uh, they have the ability to charm just at a glance. And they uh, drink blood.
Drink boobs. God. Man, would that be a weird sight to see? Anyway, okay. Yeah, generally the classic vampire rundown. Coolio.
If you're willing, you can take you and your friends to our house and you can meet Irina.
Does that name ring a bell?
No.
Yeah, it was specifically like the letter that I was given earlier.
Actually, does it mention Irina? I forget.
Oh, that's on Roll20. I forgot. That's not something I can't just go find.
Hmm?
Yeah, it does.
Then yes.
Could
No.
you tell me Irina's last name? Or surname? Whichever.
Goliana.
I figured.
He seems like he looks up to you, kind of confused.
I will pull out the 2 letters that I have.
He takes them and kind of looks over them both. Well, this one's written by my father, and he like slides the one that you found on the corpse in the woods,
Mm-hmm.
and this one is not. That one.
Ah. Which one's this one?
Well, the reason I ended up in this place was because of this first one, but I'm not so much a fan of the place and how we came to be here, so I might be willing to take you up on the offer.
If I'm willing to guess, that one was written probably by the devil.
My thoughts exactly. But, as I've said, my eyes are not my own anymore, and I'm watching the backs of my fellow adventurers, so I'm for it. However, majority rule here. If they're okay with it, we can do it. If they're not, then we won't.
Very well. So 9. You walk over and sit down with these 3 Vistani women, um, and throw your feet up on the table. And they kind of stop whatever conversation they're having. They just look to you. Can we help you?
Just testing stuff.
Testing. What might that be?
I went across some Vistani recently.
Oh, have you?
Trying to see what you people are about.
Oh, us people. You're not from around here, are you?
Say that. I'm here because of you.
Oh. Well, that's quite unfortunate.
If it's,
Yeah.
it might actually be what I asked for, but I'm not sure. Do you know anyone by the name Stanimir I wrote down?
One of the other women, not the one that's talking to you, just like kind of scoffs. Stanimir. Yeah, I know him.
By that reaction, I will say that it's not a good thing that you know him.
We have history.
I'm gonna guess ex-lover.
Sorry.
He's
Read
a little
between the lines,
old
dude.
for my taste.
You'd be
God, dude.
surprised at what people will do for money, power.
The third one chimes up.
Heh.
Would you like to buy a drink or what?
Not one for drink.
Not even wine.
Never had it.
Try anything once.
Piqued my curiosity. I guess the harm in trying something new.
She just like kind of waves at the barkeep, and he brings over a pitcher and some glasses. The grapes are grown locally. We don't get very many imports these days.
Probably understand why. And I'll pour glass. And then I'll go ahead and I'll just take a little like a taste of it. Not like just drink it down, but I'll just take a little taste.
It's good. It's sweet and dry. It's red. Whoever makes the wine knows what they're doing.
Then I'll have like I'll kind of give like uh, a nod of like approval. Then I'll ask, so what's going on in this town? It's
What do
obvious
you mean
this
by
is
that?
not a well, it's obvious this is not a normal town.
What towns have you been in? The first one speaks up again.
Uh, just one other town.
Then how would you know this is not how towns normally are?
I read a lot.
Uh-huh.
Just this whole area, not even just town, just doesn't seem right. Normal.
It's normal for this area.
What happened, Noah?
The fuck? That wasn't even me. That wasn't even me this time.
I'm talking about the diamond.
Carry on.
Seems like your friend over there's getting lonely. The next one's gonna cost you.
What do you mean by that?
The wine. What else did you think I meant?
I'll throw a copper down and say, humor me. Me paying for the drink, obviously.
She takes it and they start going back to their own conversation, kind of ignoring you. Yazin, you're basically watching these two conversations go down. You notice the barkeep just like polishes and shines a glass and sets it down, picks up another one, and you notice that there's only about like 10 glasses or so. And once he's done with the first glass, he just moves back to the first one, picks it up again, starts cleaning
Yeah,
it
he's
again.
just re-cleaning the glasses, acting as if he's actually doing something. Look
And
at these two losers talking to other people.
and he's just watching. Occasionally he like looks over at you and looks at Ulrich and then looks at Nine.
Not maliciously, right?
Doesn't, I mean, give me an insight check.
Can only assume it's maliciously. Give me a second, I'm having a little bit of trouble. Insight. Oh no.
He's planning to murder you and your family.
Yep. No, all of
Oh,
them.
come on.
No, I mean, just it seems kind of vacant, but he's just observing. It seems like there's no intent.
Well, I'm gonna go up. Not to the barkeep, but actually next to Elric, or at least, like, stand by him.
Yeah, and you catch the end of their conversation where they're talking about the letter.
Just the man I wanted to see. Have a seat.
Just pull up a seat and just sit down.
Completely forgot to introduce myself. My name is Ismark.
I was literally thinking of how I was gonna ask that without it being weird.
Who are you?
What are you doing here?
What was his name again?
Ismark.
Ismark?
Yep.
Sounds like a name of it.
I don't believe I got yours, and
I'll extend a hand and say, my name's Elric.
shakes your hand. It's just like a strong handshake. And yours?
Pleasure to meet you.
Looking at you,
Kind of
Yazin.
elbow, kind of elbow Yazin.
Yeah, he's not, very hesitant, but he's, Yazin. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well. I was just talking to your companion here about a request I have.
Yazin, I showed you the letters, did I?
And what of them?
Well, one of them seems to be written by this man's father, and one of them seems to be written by an imposter. The imposter was the one who sent me this direction in the first place. The thing that keeps them all together is this name here. And he will point out to Irina's name.
Irina is my sister.
Did your father send out a messenger or?
Remember the dead man in the woods?
He did, but apparently didn't make it far.
Unfortunately.
Not very.
Seems
I'd
the
assume the
agents of
wolves.
the devil got him.
I thought you said got him, like, as a joke.
Got him.
Because there was a weird space, like a weird pause.
The agents of the devil seem to have got him.
It just threw me
Yes,
off.
indeed.
The pause fucked me over, man. I'm sick. I get a bye.
Okay, it's okay.
But it does good on my voice acting of Elric, so I'll take it. I suffer for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Suffer in silence.
Go fuck yourself.
Seems like your third is striking out with the owners.
Oh, they're the owners.
Indeed.
He's a
Well-
curious one, but no matter what he says, he still holds some sort of morals.
It's good.
Loosely.
Well, it's more than most people have in this place.
He's had my back without me having to ask, so I'll do the same.
It's a good companion to have.
Speaking of, Yasin,
Mm.
the request this man has for us, and Elric will lower his voice to a mere whisper, is to take his sister to one of the neighboring towns, someplace safer. The first letter I've received, the imposter message, is also someone looking for his sister, and it seems to be the Lord of the Lands, who also apparently just seems to be a vampire. Looks like we're in a pickle.
You're in a tavern.
Oh no, I was wrong?
Oh! Turn this
These
tavern
men's are
into
really
a pickle.
getting to me, man. It's the funniest shit I ever seen.
I knew this place needed better.
Pickles are not bitter, you imbecile.
They're better to me.
They're salty.
like
What the
pickles.
fuck?
I
You're
don't
just
like-
a bitter
I
person.
just don't like pickles.
Hey, let's go! Hate
He
pickles. hate
doesn't
pickles.
like green things.
It's not just green things. Onions aren't green, and I despise them almost more than anything else.
This
There you
is Ismark.
Oh no, he's hot.
Mark!
Oh no, he's hot.
The chiseled jawline, the long flowing locks.
It's me before I went bald.
Sure.
I don't have one for the barkeep, but he's a pudgy little man.
Ah, the last
Hey.
pudgy little man we had to make
Shut
a
up.
cake for.
Shut up.
And then you got him arrested for murder.
Yep.
I tried to sabotage the cake.
What?
It's a long story, and I'll tell you later.
I tried to.
Okay,
poison
later,
it.
yeah.
Later, yeah.
It'll be after game or during break.
Yazin is going to level his voice down to a whisper as well. We could go to that neighboring village, the one that Granny mentioned.
It would seem, by Ismark's word, that they've yet to have any visits from the Lord Ravenloft. Is that the Lord's name? That was out of character. Sorry, I can't really differentiate very well. What's the Lord's last name? Anyone?
His name is Strahd.
Strahd. Yeah, I'm just dumb, man. Castle Ravenloft and Lord Strahd.
He's gotten
Okay.
to her twice already. I fear a third time she won't be the same.
Gotten to her how? As in shown his presence in front of her or taken her?
He has supernatural charm. All it takes is an invitation. He's bitten her twice.
Do I know anything about the process of changing someone?
Yeah,
I mean, I think you rolled like a 21 or something.
A 22, I think it was.
21.
The 21, yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, to make a consort a vampire lord, um, has to feed on a victim until they're basically almost dead, um, and then feed them their own blood, um, and that's what transforms them into like a vampire spawn.
Okay.
Um,
And is that specifically for lords or for vampires in general? Or can lords only transform people?
so there's vampire spawn and vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Vampires are the ones with like the really strong abilities. Typically, vampire spawn aren't able to charm, um, and that kind of thing.
But we're in Curse of Strahd, so who knows?
Rules don't. Rules aren't a thing here.
I'll try to mute when I
Cool.
cough, sorry.
Okay.
Don't worry.
It just always hits me by surprise. And my hands are always full when it happens. So I can't just haphazardly sit something down. If we are to take on this task, I'd like to at least give a once-over look, health-wise.
I would appreciate it.
I don't know if there's much I could do if there is something wrong, but
As soon as your
Who
friend
knows?
is done, Ismar kind of like looks over your shoulder. I can take you to our home.
well, I guess I'll find out. And I'll stand up and I'll make my way to 9 and the table.
There's something I want to make sure I ask these people before they get to me.
Okay. I mean, they're basically ignoring you.
I know. I'm gonna put down a silver piece and put my feet down and say, you know, before I leave, there's just a couple of things I actually really do want to ask.
What might that be?
Is Rick actually a pickle?
Actually, a pickle.
It's the
No.
funniest shit I've ever seen.
I know, right? Fucking wild. Sorry.
So I would say, first off, are we the first, me and the people I came here with, are we the first outsiders to come by here recently?
At least in my memory, yeah. I've heard stories of others, but never seen them myself.
Also, what kind of knowledge do you people specialize in? You people as in Vistani.
Fortunes, mostly. If you cross us, we'll give you a curse.
I'm already
Says
cursed.
that with a kind of a smirk.
I'm gonna kind of lower down my chest and kind of just show a little bit of a glow and say, you know, someone already beat you to it.
He like leans forward, puts the elbow on the table and her chin in her hand. There's nothing that says you can't have more than one.
Oh, this one is one I would particularly like to get rid of, and I'm kind of curious to know if you would know what this really is.
Looks like some colorful scars. She's being wholly unhelpful.
Yeah, kind of noticed that. Okay.
Seems like your friends are waiting for you.
I won't lie, this has been extremely unhelpful.
You got some wine out of the deal? As she like slides the silver off the table.
And you got more than your fair share of money out of what was given in return. But
That's just business.
I will agree. Enjoy your stay, and I'll just get up and I'll walk it off. Because I say enjoy your stay because I don't know they're the owner, so.
Right.
And
She just like watches you walk off, and she's got like a smirk on her face before going back to talk to the other two.
Give him the vips.
I was gonna put it in earlier, but I didn't want to ruin the mood of conversation that was going.
Yeah. My peppermint. Why are you
shit.
flirting in front of my peppermint?
Shit, one more thing. I'm gonna, hang on, before I get too far away, I'm gonna kind of turn around and ask, kind of like turn my head and ask one more thing. And just say, and ask, should I be worried about the church?
Well, you think you're gonna catch fire or something? It
But the
goes back to
Always.
conversation.
I'm gonna turn and walk away and just kind of say, you know, I wouldn't put it past them.
Always watching.
Always watching
Always
Wazowski.
watching my.
I can't. Hold on. One last try. Always watching.
There you go. You can do it with
just
this
can't.
voice.
But you did say
watching Wazowski. Always watching. Yep.
You sound more like Squidward there, Jordan.
Anyway, the three of you are together with Ismark.
Yay. Is Mark.
And your third.
Man, I'm gonna have such a hard time not calling him Bismarck.
Ismark.
Simply because I've been playing Final Fantasy again.
Oh.
And Bismarck is a boss.
Ismark is a boss. Ismark is cool. He's hot.
He's a boss in a different right.
to the form of such a beautiful face, I could never.
Wait, why do I have a chest in my inventory? When did I get that?
A chest or like a human chest?
No, a chest.
Because we've come upon two of those, and one of them was a past team member.
It's probably the
You
like-
stole the chest that you opened that got Randall killed.
No, that one was too big to steal.
No, you probably got the thing from the master bedroom, like the jewelry box.
Oh,
One of you has
okay.
it. I don't know who does, but
I
I
think
don't.
that's
Ismark kind of like raises his glass and eye and says, "Your third, I presume."
Indeed, he would be.
My name's Ismark. Good to meet you.
Right.
Don't let him get to you. 9, so this man here came with the proposition. We help. And he will lower his voice again towards a whisper. Only like loud enough so the table can hear.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's trying to listen in, they gotta really try, but like RP whisper time. If we escort his sister to another town someplace safe, then you know what? I don't know what happens then. I didn't get that far. And he'll just kind of stare off.
The Devil Strahd's been after my sister. All I ask is you get her somewhere safer than here.
If there's anything that I know of, you can't escape the devil.
I think this devil and yours might be a bit different.
Devil's a devil.
I don't think you're wrong.
This devil lives in that castle.
And this devil's killable by man.
Also, I said Strahd was his last name, but it's not. His last name is Zarovich.
Oh, but I wouldn't know that.
Yeah. Strahd is his first name.
Oh well. His name is now Strahd. Strahd boy.
Strahd.
Strahd.
Strahd boy.
Will you accompany me to the mansion?
I'll just say, even though you get her out, there's no guarantees that still won't take you. If someone really wants something bad enough, they'll get what they want.
I'm aware of the risks. I've been trying to get her out of this village and out of sight of the castle since before the first time she was bit.
Yeah.
The devil's a vampire.
Ismark, I'm willing to do this, and then I'm gonna go back to a whisper. As long as I'm able to get some medicine for a prolonged cough that I have, that is all that I really require.
Oddly enough, you know I'm a cleric, right? I made that clear. I have healing magics.
Yes, and I made it clear that I have a really bad cough that even clerics can't cure.
I'm gonna touch Yasin and cast Lesser Restoration.
Oh no.
Light shines like out from between your fingers as you just like touch Yasin's shoulder. Feels warm, but overall nothing really changes.
I'd
The
shake
cough's
my head.
still there, then he'll like raise both arms and shoulders, like shrugging, just I don't know. I'm a cleric in name, not in trade.
There's an abbey in Kresk. You might be able to find help there, or there might be some medicine in Villaki. But
I'm
if
just gonna.
you're going that direction, would you be willing to take her with you?
I see no problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me get this straight. You want us to travel? I'm gonna kind of like look at Yazin. Something I'm just trying to figure out. But when I say that, I'm gonna kind of look at Yazin for a second and then look back and say, "You want us to travel with somebody who's been bitten by a beast?"
I mean, I will give him a look at the health side of things. And if you're gonna have anyone in your group to fight the undead or a vampire or any of the such, I think I'm the best one in this building.
You also got to keep in mind that even if we get her to a nearby town and her thirst kicks in,
She's not a vampire at the moment,
not at the moment.
which is why I'll give a look over.
I'm just
I, th-
saying that if she turns
I think
at any point, she'll hurt people.
I think you should talk to her personally. Bismarck finishes off his wine and stands up from the table. Will you come with me?
I'll slam my wine and stand up with him. Might as well. It's really hard to give a convincing cough. Like, if you don't actually have a cough, it's so very hard.
That is true.
So
It's
I
funny.
don't blame you.
Yeah.
That was
Mm.
that was very convincing.
That was convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's almost like I'm sick and I've had a cough.
Professional
very
voice actor
convincing.
over here. Wow.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, that's what I'm striving for, really. I'm gonna add it to my portfolio. Thanks for the advice. It really helps.
No problem.
Cool. So if you
Next,
guys
I'll go for a monotone, low-voiced man with a little bristle.
accompanying Ismark,
Mm-hmm.
Seems so.
he will take you over to the Burgermeister's mansion over here.
Oh.
Not the Burgermeister.
The Burgomeister.
Alright.
Yes, indeed. Well, this is Burgomaster.
Burgermaster.
God damn it. It's the same fucking joke
He's
every
gonna
time I
take
run
you
this.
straight. I mean, come on, man. What do you expect out of us? We're adults.
It essentially
We're gonna be children.
Essentially means mayor.
Yeah, I know what it
Burgermaster.
means. It's just it's not a word we say anymore, so it's funny.
But a weary-looking mansion squats behind like a rusted wrought iron fence. The iron gate are twisted and torn. The right gate lays just cast aside, while the left one swings lazily back and forth in the wind. The shuddering squeal and clang as the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. But along the walls, all around the house, the weeds have been trampled down to make a packed dirt path. There are heavy claw marks on the that have stripped the probably once beautiful finish on the exterior walls. The great black marks tell of fires that have burned on the outside of the mansion. There's not a single pane of glass or anything that stands in the window. All of them are boarded up with planks. each one is stained and clawed at. Ismark goes up to the door and knocks. He says, "Irina, I'm back." And you hear on the other side of the door, "How do I know he hasn't gotten you?" "Irina, please." "I have to be careful." "And who are you with?" Ismark looks over his shoulder, sighs. "Mind introducing yourselves through the door?"
The one they call Elric. A cleric.
"A cleric of who?"
I'd like to know myself. But a cleric of light nonetheless. That puts you at ease. I can prove it to you.
"Give me a persuasion check with advantage."
I just want the peppermint.
You wanna throw one my way, please?
Sure, here.
Hell yeah. A 2.
15.
Oh,
I said with
no,
advantage.
15.
Oh, advantage. Hell yeah.
You hear silence on the other side of the door, and then you hear clinks of metal and things being jostled, and then the door pulls open, and you see a... let me get to her handout. Irina. She is not in armor, but you see a darker skin human female. Doesn't really look related to Ismark whatsoever. She has dark hair. It's clearly been dyed, and you can see just at the roots it's an auburn color. She is stunning.
It looks run in the family.
I was gonna, damn it! I was waiting for the description to be done so I could say, I guess it runs in the family.
She's slow.
No, it's you, bro. Fuck you. Go ahead, Danny.
She says, "Cleric of Light, you brought some
Need I
friends."
show you a trick to prove it?
She just kind of looks at you.
I'll take a coin and I'll cast light on it and flick it her direction.
She catches it. There's a neat trick. And Ismark just walks in the house past her.
I guess I'll make my way in.
Yeah, I'm going to walk up to her. My name is Yazin. It's nice to meet you. I'm just gonna zoom past
Irina.
inside the house.
And now it's just you standing outside, and she just kind of stares at you.
I'm also staring at him.
I'm gonna pull out a coin, cast light on it, flick at her, and say, "Person of light," and just walk on through.
Absolute bullshit. Face-to-face liar.
That's so good. Person of light.
That was so good. Fuck you.
She catches the second coin, and she kind of looks back at Ismark, and you can see her
Probably
physically
want his coin back.
relax as she closes the door.
Probably want his coin back, just saying. You can keep mine, I don't care.
I don't give a shit about
I'll take it.
You notice that the interior of this mansion's well furnished, but the fixtures show signs of great wear. There's noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room. Holy symbols that you, Elric, recognize. The burgomaster is...
I was muted. Is my symbol anywhere?
That's a symbol that's in these rooms. There's a faint odor of decay that kind of diffuses in this mansion.
Ah, familiarity.
Why are you screaming at me? Sorry, I didn't mute my cat.
Why didn't you meet your cat?
I mean, I didn't mute my cat. He was yelling like to the point where his throat was sounding hoarse, and I am already hoarse. So I opened the
Horse
door
cat.
because I've been
He's
letting.
not a
horse?
horse, he's a
Horse
cat.
How can it be a horse if he is a cat? How can it be a cat if he is a horse?
Silly.
Ismark says to Irina, these people have agreed to take you somewhere safer. Irina looks to him. You know I'm not leaving until he's taken care of. Ismark just kind of looks to the ground, says, I know.
And is this he referring to the Lord or another he?
Ismark looks to you all and says, no, our father.
Mm.
The late burgomaster.
And what is wrong with him?
Ismark walks into the next room and you can see a coffin on the floor.
No.
Dead or asleep? Or both?
One and the same. He couldn't handle the attacks on the mansion. His body gave out on him. And you can see a well-dressed man laying in the coffin, like arms like crossed over, pale and gaunt, and this room smells slightly stronger of decay.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna cast. No, I'm not. I'm a liar. I gotta save spell slots. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna cast Detect Evil and Good.
Ooh, interesting. Go and click it.
Within 30, yeah. And there goes the spell slot.
Okay. Give me a second.
Ho 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 ho.
I don't like when you say that. Almost ever. Very rarely do I like when you say that.
Just means that we're gonna have to prepare for initiative. And you're like 3 spell slots now.
Irina was a zombie! Ha!
No, I'm down to second level and a first level. Light was just a cantrip, so.
Huh? I'm still in a
I love-
cantrip too.
What?
Looking at
No,
number
it's a
9.
cantrip in general. He has it as a cantrip as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, he took it as one.
Let's go.
Jordan may be dumb, but he can sometimes be smart.
Hey, you think of my other character too much.
No, I think how long it took you to learn that you had dark vision.
I don't. I just have a spell of dark vision. Okay, I just didn't add it on accident.
In the words of Noah, he has such a way with words. Jordan never fails to amaze me.
Irina says, I'll go with you, but not until our father's buried.
You have a shovel?
reanimation's faster, in my opinion.
The church across town. That's where we should put him. It's the church to the Morning Lord.
Hey, Danny.
Mhm.
Can you, I can't get into my Google Doc still. I've been trying. Can you, send me my god stuff?
Wanna nudge to number 9? Well, it looks like we're going to the church after all.
Great.
I know what the symbol looks like. I just don't remember the other stuff. Because I don't have, like, actual name.
To open the right folder. Give me a second.
Yeah. I tried so hard to save all my notes, and I just fucking couldn't.
So funny.
Oh, I think
Like-
I found. I finally got into my Google Doc.
Nice.
Yay!
Yep. Okay. That's what I thought. Got it. Cool. I think. You said it's the Church of the Morning Lord.
It is. The priest there is Father Donovich.
So many Russian-esque names.
It's very themed, like Eastern European.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so. That's for sure. Oh.
He'll be able to carry out the rites.
You seem to have a lot of holy symbols, and from my understanding, in good measure. Know anything about this one? And I'll point to this the symbol that matches my own, the symbol of the Morning Lord.
It's the symbol of the Morning Lord. It's the Father of the Dawn. The Bringer of Light. The agents of the devil haven't gotten in, so I suppose they've been working. At least as of late.
Well, it's no artisan's piece like your own, and I'll pull up my own holy symbol. Figured I'd ask. Don't know much about it.
You're the cleric of the Morning Lord.
Seems like it.
Can I see it?
He'll hand it over.
Okay.
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 I knew I'd get it once. I was waiting to get it once. And I did it. Just K.
She looks at it and like flips over. And hands it back to you. I'll go with you.
Made it myself, if it makes you feel better. In a sort of pseudo trance.
It's beautiful.
Some would say. And I'll pocket it. And so I guess before we lose all the light, Ismark, if you could take one side of the casket. These two aren't very strong in the terms of muscle.
We'll bear
Useful in
most of the
other
weight, but
means.
more the hands the better.
That is true. They can take up sides.
He
And
looks
you,
at
dear, if
Irina.
you would stand towards the center or in front of the casket, so I can keep my eyes on you.
Ismark looks at Irina. You have to stay here. We'll be back when he's buried. Irina's like, I know.
No, she's not coming with.
It's too dangerous.
Not bad, huh?
It's bad.
We could have, and I look over at number 9. We could have someone else to stay with her for the time being until we do get back.
If it keeps me from having to go to a church, I'll happily stay.
I have no problems with it. If our job's to protect you later, might as well protect you now as well. Taking
It's
a
a good idea.
casket across town won't be too difficult.
If anyone has to come in, don't let them.
Maybe we should
Ready?
make some sort of word or something. I don't know.
The word is pineapple.
The word is not pineapple.
Ready? And you all lift together. It's not particularly heavy with the three of you lifting. Irina opens the door, and as you all head out, she closes it behind you, and you can see, 9, that there's like 6 locks on this door, and she goes through and locks each one. And you help carry the coffin across town. There's a light drizzle.
I don't hear my coffin dance music.
There's a light drizzle that starts coming down from the heavy dark gray clouds above. And the road becomes muddy. Ooh. Started stretching Ismark's token. And you reach the church. As you all get closer to the church, you... Actually, not yet. You will hear something. But Ismark tells you to set down the coffin. And he pushes inside. Father Donovich, are you here? And past Ismark, you can see a rather a heavier man, kneeling at the altar, praying. Give me a perception check.
From everyone?
The two of you that are there, yeah.
Do I have any sort of advantage?
No.
I didn't think I would. Just figured I'd ask. I really wish you gave me advantage.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your detect evil and good would be up by the time you got to the church.
It would not. It only lasts 30 minutes.
10 minutes.
Was it? I just misread the spell then. Yeah, 10 minutes. It's right there in front of me.
I mean, a 16 is good enough. You also hear a voice, and like it's a hoarse voice that's like strained from screaming, that is muffled, that is beneath the floor of this church. Let me read some descriptions for you. So the church is on top of a slight rise against the roots of the pillar of stone that supports Castle Ravenloft. It stands a gray, sagging edifice of wood and stone. The church is obviously weathered assaults of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and a flickering light shines through the holes of the shingled roof. rafters strain feebly against their load. The heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and are scarred with fire. And inside, it's brightly lit. And you can see that the chapel itself is strewn with debris, and you hear Father Donovich speaking in a soft voice, reciting a prayer, and you can hear that inhuman scream rise from beneath the wooden floor. Ismark speaks up again. Father Donovich, and you see the father like raises his head and turn towards you, and he is just a shell of a man. He's wearing his like priest vestments, but he is tired and broken. Let me show you his portrait. This guy.
God damn, he is bolting everywhere. Man's just tired.
Yes, my son. What is it that you need? Bismarck says, I'm sure you've heard the news of my father's passing. We wish to bury him here. Very well. We shall prepare a plot for him. You can bring him inside for the time being. Thank you, Father. He nods to you two. Let's bring him inside. And you bring the casket inside the church, and the silence is occasionally pierced by that scream from beneath the floor. Ismark seems to not pay it much mind. What do you guys do?
I think we're just going to just help bury the body and not ask questions.
Okay. Yeah, you help dig a grave in the rain. And it is now.
I've been muted this whole fucking time?
Yep, you have.
I think that's the issue was.
God damn it.
What were you? What did you want to do?
I said this town doesn't get good reviews, huh? And then Yasin said something. And then I said Yasin said something about not asking questions. And I said, well, I'm the part of not asking questions. What the fuck is that? And pointed down at the ground. And then you're like, well, so you helped dig a grave in the rain. And I was like, wait. Hold the fucking phone.
It's your grave.
Has your name on it.
I get we're burying a man here, but hold on, we can't just
But what the
skip
fuck?
past that. But what the fuck? And I was like, I even thought maybe they didn't think I was saying it in character, and then I was like, no, maybe they thought I wasn't saying it loud enough for the NPCs to hear. I was just, no, the fuck is that noise? I was just muted.
Good job.
Sorry.
It's okay, don't worry.
I'm not trying to kill the flow, but that really threw me for a fucking loop.
It's okay, don't worry. It's just really funny.
Just speaking of not asking questions, what the fuck is that? And points to the ground.
You're digging a grave.
Yeah, I was just like, don't skip over that.
Ismark just like kind of turns and whispers to you and says, "It's a father's son."
I will not whisper back. And what ailment does he seem to have?
He was turned by Strahd.
And not put out of his misery.
The father, Donovich, speaks up and says, "Through prayer and faith, his soul can be saved."
I'll grab my holy symbol and I'll throw it at him.
Like, tries to catch it, but fumbles out of his hands.
Even if it hits the floor, it doesn't matter. Prayer can only do so much. There is no means to turn him back. It is just torture.
You're wrong.
You mean well, but I can't agree with these methods.
I know Doro can be saved. He's still there. He's still my son.
Question to DM out of character.
Mm-hmm.
I know tiers of spells and such, and like spell names are, at least in the regular world, like the regular overworld, knowledge, at least to those who are informed.
Yeah.
Would Greater Restoration be something Elric would know of? Being an adventurer who travels a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... Yeah, you'd probably be aware of, like, the more common high-level spells, Greater Restoration being one of them, because it's like a fix-all for a lot of things.
I don't know if it cures vampirism or anything.
Right.
But, like, that's not what I was getting at.
Yeah, you would be aware of it.
Have you tried the spell Greater Restoration, then? In character to the priest.
The Morning Lord has not granted me such power. But through faith and prayer, I know he can be saved. Give me an insight check.
Man, I don't want to be mad at two D&D games.
You both can do that.
I get an insight check.
Insight?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Yeah.
20. I can't wait to not, like...
I don't want to be mad at two D&D games in a row. Come on.
No.
What? People are talking?
Elric, it is the one hope this man has.
Okay.
It's like the one thing he's clinging to.
Yeah, the only thing keeping him going. I would like to get very close to him.
You're a good bit taller than he is.
And I will put my hand out for the holy symbol.
He hands it back to you.
I'll put my other hand on his shoulder. And I'll say, then at least I can do is offer a prayer.
Yes.
But first comes the burial. I'm strong myself, I can help with the whole digging.
David kind of gives a long sigh. Yes, I'll prepare the rites. He goes off into a different part of the church. You usually find shovels and whatnot around the church and start to dig. Meanwhile, over at the Burgomaster's mansion, we have Irina and Nine.
I've been feeling good. I can't sing anymore. Fuck being sick, man. My nose doesn't work. I can't swallow. My voice sounds like I smoked cigarettes for 60 years.
You're acting like you can sing this.
Irina finishes locking the last lock. It'll
Fuck you,
probably
Jordan, I
take them
heard
a
that.
couple of hours.
If they don't die.
She kind of shoots you a glance.
I just realized this is the worst person to leave with her.
Like, oh,
just
really?
straight up personality-wise. Man, I think always. I think Jordan as Esmore. Always.
This is not Esmore.
Literally, I know it's not Esmore, and you've proven that to me time and time again. But anytime we play D&D and you're involved, I can't not think Esmore. I'm like, oh, it's just Esmore. He can't do anything but like accidentally trip himself. And then he's like, well, unless they're all dead. Well, that's a big thing that we're trying to prevent. Holy.
Irina says, "You seem to have impressed Ismark."
Didn't really talk to him much.
Oh, that's reassuring. So, what can you do? She like goes to another room and starts like collecting things.
A little more specific that you're wondering?
I assume you don't wear heavy armor and wield a shield and a sword.
It would just slow me down.
So, how do you protect yourself?
Is there a fireplace nearby?
She like comes out of the room. She went into and she's like fastening a sheath with a longsword to herself in here.
Like, is there like fireplace at all?
It's like a stone like.
Is it lit or unlit?
It's not lit.
Not lit.
Definitely not lit in here.
Okay. I'll cast Firebolt at the fire pit.
And it like ricochets and sends like sparks in the fire pit. To wizarding type.
I wouldn't say wizard, but close enough.
Alright. What can your other two friends do?
Survive.
Well,
Can't say much for the other one.
Other one. There's more than three of you?
We had a force.
Oh, sorry. She seems like genuinely sorry about her loss.
And I'm just sitting there like,
Eh.
Again, the worst person to leave with this character.
Death is just the nature of things. Can't avoid it. If it happens, it happens.
Suppose you're right.
No point dwelling on it. It'll only slow you down.
So, where are you from? You're not from the village. I assume you're not from Vlakia Kresk.
No idea where that is. Let's just say I'm not from particularly anywhere.
I've been a prisoner my entire life.
I guess we're not really that different.
You have your curses, I have mine.
She like picks up a piece of half plate and starts putting it on.
I've seen my fair share of death in worse ways than you can imagine.
I have a pretty good imagination.
Well, even I couldn't imagine the things I've gone through.
Well, if you're traveling with me, or if I'm traveling with you, you might not have to imagine for long.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard of your situation.
Yeah, what has Ismark told you?
You've been bit.
Yeah.
And apparently this Strahd character wants you.
I don't know why.
If answers came that easily. There'd be no point in adventuring.
But
Just so you know, just because you leave, there's no guarantees that he won't find you.
I know.
And if you try and run, just know that if he wants you that bad, he'd be willing to do some pretty dark things to try and figure out where you are.
It's better than him knowing where I am always.
Yeah, I just wanted to put in the back of your mind the fact that you running off may put your brother at risk of being tortured for information.
Are you suggesting I go with the devil?
I'm not suggesting anything. I just want you to know what you're doing before you do it. I don't care what you do. Stay, go, recapture. That's all your choice.
We both know the risks. She finishes like tightening down the breastplate.
As long as you know the risk. But all risks come with a price.
And then back over at the church, Donovich has started the burial rites, and the cask is lowered into the grave. And Ismark takes a shovel and starts shoveling back into the hole. Both of you give me a perception check.
I'm good
Is
at
he gonna
those.
is he gonna rise up from the dead?
I'm not as good as I thought I was at those.
I can guarantee you he's coming back from the dead. Oh no. Where's the perception check? Give me a second. I'm having a stroke.
It's under
It's next to
peas
persuasion.
and nature. Man, this rain is wet.
It is, yeah. Ulrich, you
Si,
notice kind of off in the distance, not like super far away, but also not close. You see two humanoid figures standing next to a carriage, and one of them seems to have their head bowed.
Can I get...
Ismark keeps shoveling into the hole.
Can I see any sort of marking? Like
No.
family crest, nothing. I just see them there.
It's basically silhouettes at this distance with the fog and
Okay.
rain.
Fair enough.
Wait, I just realized. Where's where's father?
He's
Where's the father?
he's like performing the rites.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
performing burial rites. He's graveside.
You know what? I'll ask later. Maybe I'll grave rob later. Who knows?
Jesus.
I didn't say I was grave robbing.
Occasionally, you can hear a very muffled howl from the church.
Damn. I really didn't want to be mad for 2 campaigns back to back.
Oh no.
I fucking hate it, man.
And the ceremony, the burial is finished. Ismark just like puts his hand on Donovich's shoulder and says, "Thank you, Father. May his soul rest." And Donovich just gives a deep nod. And thank you too.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying to remember what I was trying to ask the father. And I can't
It was
remember.
literally like 18 seconds.
Grave robbing.
Something about that.
No! Not grave robbing! It was
Oh yeah, no, it's not grave robbing. It's the thought of possibly grave
Is it something
robbing.
about the
maybe
vampire in the
grave
basement?
robbing. Was it? No, not the
No,
vampire.
it had to. You came up with the idea after seeing the silhouette bowing. Asked where the father was. He was performing the burial rites.
And Elric, when the rites are finished, you like look back that direction. You can see the carriage wheeling away.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Time pause because I'm a main character.
Dun-dun.
I just had to read. I have so many fucking spells. I have to read what I have. Okay, never mind. I'm good. Continue on.
If you can't think of your question, I think we should take a little bit of a break.
I had to.
Break time.
Yep.
I don't actually have to do anything. Except cough.
I can.
It's the only thing I can taste.
Oh, I'm so
We'll
proud
be
of
back
you.
in 10 minutes. Is that long enough?
More
Are
like
the gas station back? Probably.
Okay.
as long as
About 10 minutes.
Never mind. That's
So-
not TOS friendly.
25 after. See you there.
Okay, but before